Hi, this is Daryl Myatt coming to you from Keller, Texas. It is Thursday, May 28th, 2009. I want to talk to you today about something you've all heard about, the mark of the beast. Now, I've only got 10 minutes, so I'm going to cruise through this because there's a lot to cover. Okay, first of all, the mark of the beast is spoken of in Revelation by John, and kind of gives us an example of, at the end times, the beast will enforce this mark upon everybody. Let me read to you today from Revelation 13:11. Then I saw another beast coming out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, but he spoke like a dragon. He exercised all the authority of the first beast on his behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. And he performed great and miraculous signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to earth in full view of men. Because of the signs he was given power to do on behalf of the first beast, he deceived the inhabitants of the earth, deceived them. He ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. He was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that it could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. This calls for wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is man's number. His number is 666. I know you've all heard this. 666, the mark of the beast. You know, what is it? Let me go into that a little bit. There is some new technology in this world called RFID. It is a radio frequency identification chip. It's about the size, it's smaller than the size of a grain of uncooked rice. They can inject this and embed this under your skin. The most prominent place they put it is right here, in this skin in your hand. There's over 3,000 people in the world that have this already. Okay, they use it for their password. They can get on their computer and they just wave their hand and password done. They can do point of sales in the grocery store, you know, where you swipe your card, your credit card through. They can just wave their hand over it. It reads it. Okay, right now the 2009 budget for RFID technology is 5.5 billion with a B. Okay, Walmart is one of the biggest purchasers of this type of technology. They don't do barcodes anymore. They RFID tag every pallet that comes into their store. They have the readers that can read them. This kind of technology is all over the place. It's not new. It's been around for a while. If any of you have a toll tag, if you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, several people have these toll tags. Same technology, radio frequency identification. Can be read from up to a half a mile away with those toll tags. It's very incredible technology, and it's evolving all the time. The first RFID chips were pretty good size. You know, you look at it and you think, I'm not putting that under my skin, and they actually caused cancer in laboratory mice. The newer ones have a different kind of coating. They're really pushing these. Alzheimer patients are getting them. London pilots, if you work for the airlines in Great Britain, you are required to get them. The military is using them. It's coming more and more popular in this world. There's another new technology. It is a chipless RFID tattoo. Okay, it can be read. It sends out a signal. There's no chip. It's just a tattoo on the external part of your skin, but it can still read it. There's also a guy in Saudi Arabia who invented this one that they want to use to track prisoners and people from other countries that are visiting, and if they don't like what's going on, or if they become a flight risk of some kind, this Saudi inventor has one that you can push a button and it will send cyanide into your body and kill you instantly. That That's just mind-boggling that somebody comes up with this kind of stuff. But it's here, okay? Now, let's talk about what happens. So, in this time of the Antichrist, when he sets up his authority here, when you see him say from the Temple Mount, in the third temple, saying, I'm in charge here, I'm in control, basically saying, I'm God, we will see his mark implemented at that time. And the Bible says you won't be able to buy or sell without that. So pretty much it's going to be hard to have a job. It's going to be hard to eat. If you can't go to the store and buy food, how are you going to live? Well, you know, I trust in God. I trust He'll take care of us. There were plenty of times in the Bible where God demonstrated His faithfulness. The Egyptians were in the desert, not the Egyptians. The Israelis were in the desert for 40 years when they fled Egypt. They ate. You know, there was over 1 million of them. They had food, they had water, they had everything they needed. And I'm sure we will too. Now, let me just say, don't take this mark, okay? Some of you may think, oh, what harm could it do? You know, if it can speed me up through the doctor's office or through the airport, hey, sounds like a great thing. Yeah, it's going to sound like a great thing. They're not going to come out and say, oh, hey, by the way, we've come up with this mark of the beast. Everyone needs to take it. They're going to make it sound like the best, greatest thing ever. Ooh, look at this. Look how cool this is. There's people that have them, they wave their hand in front of their door at home. Door opens. No keys. They don't have to have keys anymore. I need to move quickly. I'm sorry I'm talking fast, but there's a lot to cover. Don't take the mark. In Revelation 14:9, a third angel followed them and said in a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image and receives his mark on the forehead or on the hand, he too will drink of the wine of God's fury, which has been poured full strength into the cup of his wrath. He will be tormented with burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment rises forever and ever. There is no rest day or night for those who worship the beast and his image, or for anyone who receives the mark of his name. This calls for patient endurance on the part of the saints who obey God's commandments and remain faithful to Jesus. Ooh, don't take the mark. Okay? Just in case you're missing something, don't take the mark. Okay. In Revelation 16:2, the first angel went and poured out his bowl on the land, and ugly and painful sores broke out on the people who had the mark of the beast and worshipped his image. Don't take the mark. Okay? I don't want to be subliminal here. I just want to make sure that you know not to take the mark. I don't care how cool it sounds. I don't care how great you think it'll change your life. I don't care how convenient you think this will be. Don't do it. You will be damned forever if you do. It's not something we want to do. Okay, in Revelation 19:17, and it says, and I saw an angel standing in the sun who cried in a loud voice to all the birds flying in mid-air, come, gather together for the great supper of God, so that you may eat the flesh of kings, generals, and mighty men, of horses and their riders, and the flesh of all people, free and slave, small and great. Then I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against the rider on the horse and his army. That was Jesus. But the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet who had performed the miraculous signs on his behalf. With these signs he had deluded those who had received the mark of the beast and worshipped his image. The two of them were thrown alive into the fiery lake of burning sulfur. The rest of them were killed with the sword that came out of the mouth of the rider on the horse, and all the birds gorged themselves on their flesh. I know this is a lot. Let me just say, don't do it, okay? There's a lot of things coming down the pike. You're going to see a lot of things changing. There's a lot of prophecies that we're facing right now. One world government, this war that'll kill a third of mankind, the third temple being built. There's so many things happening right now at incredible speed. But let me be clear on this. Do not take any kind of mark. I'm not saying the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, but I think it's pretty possible it could be the instrument that implements the mark of the beast. So, let me be clear. Don't take the mark. So, I pray that everyone who hears me will know Jesus Christ as their Savior before it comes to that time. And good Lord willing, I'll see you again tomorrow. God bless you.